Up there. All kinds of stuff. That's pretty interesting there. Tons of booth set up. Look at the cannon. They're going to fire that cannon too. Got rock climbing here too as well. We got a huge boat, a ship. Coast Fest.
Papa Chapel. All right, while they're shifting gears here, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this weapon. This is a model 1841 6-pound field gun, and this is the most common cannon used by both sides during the Civil War. It was actually obsolete when the war started, being it would come into service in 1841, but because there were so many in inventory both in the North and the South, it's super effective, it's light, it's easy to maneuver, it's easy to learn how to use. So both sides used them extensively during the Civil War. Now, when you hear the term gun, I said 6-pound field gun, you're dealing with a smoothbore weapon. If this was a rifle cannon, it would just be called a rifle. Parrott rifle, James rifle, Whitworth rifle. So this is a smoothbore gun. Now, as far as this, we could probably shoot the windows out of your Tesla pretty easy across the river. 600 yards or so, we could hit something the size of a car pretty easily. But after that, it starts turning into a crapshoot sort of. Whereas with a rifle cannon, a Parrott rifle or a James rifle, now we're talking about being able to target individual people if we want at a mile away. And just like any battlefield scenario, whenever you're at war, technology advances great deals, leaps and bounds over the slow. And I'm going to talk about what all these people are doing, their position numbers, and all that good stuff. All right, so we got a 6-man crew. Ideally, if we had a limber chest, an ammunition chest on this weapon, we would want a crew of 9. But we fire it with a 6-man crew. In Georgia State Park, we will fire it down to 5-man. 5-man crew is the smallest crew we'll use. There were actually manual of arms in the Civil War to fire it with 2 people. Now, and you'll see the gentleman on the back rear, he's doing what's called tending the vent. He's got a leather thumb stall, a cover over his thumb. He's sticking that on top of that vent of that weapon, keeping any air from circulating through that tube. Because once we start introducing powder to this, we can't have fresh oxygen circulating in there. If there's a main job throughout every part of the drill is to do what's called tending the vent. All right, cannoneer is now sighting the piece, giving the touchdown signal, letting know the gun is sighted. The next command is ready. And at this point, it's in with a priming wire, punctures that powder bag with that round attached to it, and they insert what's called a friction primer, a little explosive device tied to a string. They stretch out. They're using eye contact and head nods to talk to each other, because these guys have been firing cannons for 2 or 3 years now during the Civil War. They're all deaf. Commander fires, number 4 position, rips the cord, igniting that friction primer, igniting the powder charge, and hopefully sending our round down range. And unless the gunner says cease fire or request a different round, they would immediately load the same round at the same range that they just loaded. This gun can fire 3 different types of ammunition. It can fire a solid 6-pound shot. It can fire what's called spherical case shot, which is an explosive round with a time-delayed fuse on it. Let's say we had an enemy troop formation across the river. Spherical case shot, range 500 yards, load. And the guy back here on the ammunition chest, he would set that time-delayed fuse to go off at that time, and we could engage the enemy that way. The third form of ammunition this weapon would fire would be canister. Canister is basically a big shotgun shell. Super effective, but if you're firing canister, you're having a bad day, because it is only effective at close range. That means the enemy is danger close already. I will tell you when you need to cover your ears, it is loud. He's giving them command to take up their implements, grab their tools they need to manipulate the weapon. He said with solid shot load. Number one is sponging the tube with a wet sponge to put out any glowing ember that may be remaining in there. Again, number three is tending the vent. Number one taps the muzzle. The number 6 position affects.
Back up a little bit. All right.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. The ball itself is not
just like a match with ignites and illuminate
the rocks. Oh, okay. Assignment out of West Point was to go build what became Fort Pulaski. The problem with Lee was he wasn't there when